Alright, this is Mr. Gillum, and today we're going to look at the measures of center, mean, median, and mode, and then also we're going to talk about the range. Alright, so the measures of center are these three guys. Mean, median, mode. They all start with M. They're the measures of center. Okay, the range is not considered one of the measures of center. Alright, what we're going to write in this box is how we're going to find the mean. Okay, we are going to add the data together, divide by the number of values. Okay, we're going to add all the data together and divide by the number of values. So, for example, if Julie scores these scores on her test, what I would do to find the mean, I would add 85 plus 67 plus 92 plus 50 plus 100 plus 92. When I add those numbers up, I get 486. I haven't found the mean yet. The mean might also be known as, I should say, the average. All right. So now that I know that all the data added together is 486, I'm going to take 486 and I'm going to divide it by the number of values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 6. What I get is 81. 81 is the mean. All right. The median, I'm going to put numbers, and this is important, in order from least to greatest. It also works if you do greatest to least, but let's all just keep it uniform. First thing I need to do for the median is put all the numbers in order from least to greatest. And then I need to find the middle number. Okay, and so let's do a little example here. In this case, I need to put all these same exact numbers in order from least to greatest. Looks like we're going to have a 67, and then we have, he's done, we would have, oh no, we would have 50, then 67, then 85, then 92, then 92, then 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, looks good. They are now in order from least to greatest. Now I'm going to try to find the middle. 50, 100, 67, 92, 85, 92. Okay, the middle is right in between those two numbers. Okay, if it landed exactly on a number, that would be the median. If it's in halfway in between, if it's in between two numbers, what we do is we find the average of those two numbers. So to find the median this time, we would say 85 plus 92 divided by 2. Halfway in between 85 and 92 is going to be our median. 85 plus 92 is 177. Divided by 2 is 88.5. You can see our median is a different number than our mean. All right. If I had, say, 2, 3, 4, 5, if this was my set, the median would be 3. It's exactly halfway in between. But if it ends up being in between two numbers, we have to find halfway between those numbers by finding the average. Okay, so it's a little extra work if it doesn't work out perfectly on one number. The mode. Find the data that, or I should say, the value that is most repeated. And so we have our data here. We have, I'll just rewrite the list here, 50, 67, 85, 92, 92, and 100. There's 150, 167, 185, two 92s, and one 100. So the mode is 92 because it's the most repeated value. So the mode would be 92. So you can see the mean, the median, the mode are all different numbers in this particular problem. It's not always the case. The range, we'll find the largest number, find the smallest number, find the difference, means subtraction, between the two. All right, and so I've already had this list several times, so I know that the largest number is 100. I know the smallest number is 50. 100 minus 50, 50. That's the range of numbers. Between 50 and 100, there's 50 numbers in between those, so we call that the range. Okay, the biggest number minus the smallest number. Let's take a look here. It says the table shows the test average for several students in 2 math classes. Based on the information in the table, which statement is true? Let's see here. It says the mean for class A is 1.7 higher than the mean for class B. Okay, it looks like to me that we're all only asked about the mean for every single one of these. So what we better do right now before I start guessing is find the mean for each class. I'm going to find the mean of class A by taking 82 plus 84 plus 85 plus 81 plus 79 plus 80. I'm going to divide all of that by however many data points there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 this time. Now it's just coincidence on the last example and this example that we're dividing by 6. We just happen to have the same amount of data in both. That's not always 6. It's just the number of points that you have. So when I add these numbers together, I get 491 divided by 6. 81.83 repeating. All right, so that's a good start. Class B, we'll do the same thing. We'll find its mean. 80 plus 81 plus 83 plus 79 plus 78 plus 80, all divided by, again, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different spots, or sorry, 6 different values. So 80 plus 81 plus 83 plus 79 plus 78 plus 80 is 481 divided by 6 in this case would equal 80.16 repeating. All right, so if I just round to the nearest tenth, I think that might be best for these specific choices. It says the mean of class A is 1.7 higher than the mean for class B. Okay, I think that that might be correct. 81.8 minus 80.1 will be 1.7, so A is true. It says the mean for class A is 1.2 higher than class B. No, that's not true. Class B is higher than A. No, A had the higher mean, had the better average. And the mean for class B is 1.7. Nope, I'm going to say that it has to be A. 81.8 is 1.7 higher than 80.1. Okay, let's take a look at the next example here. Median problem. It says Cole recorded his math and science test scores for the school year on the table. What is the difference between his median scores in math and science? So let's find the median in each one of these columns here. Before I do anything, I need to put them in order from least to greatest. So let's do math first. It looks like he has an 87, an 87, and then a 91, and then a 92, a 92, and a 93. Now the median is the score right in the middle. So let's just figure this out here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, halfway in between 91 and 92. Now mental math says that the number halfway between 91 and 92 is 91.5, but for the sake of doing a good example, let's just figure it out by using the average. 91 plus 92 divided by 2 is 183 divided by 2, which equals 91.5. Okay, so I'm going to say the median for the math test scores was 91.5. For the science test scores, looks like I've got an 87, an 88, an 89, 90, 90, 92. I have to put them in order from least to greatest, and again I'm going to try to find the middle of that, the median. Looks like it's halfway between 89 and 90. Well, common sense tells me that the number halfway between 89 and 90 is 89.5, but again, let's do an example here because they're not always that easy to see. 89 plus 90 divided by 2 is what will be halfway in between 89 and 90. I'm thinking 179 divided by 2, 89.5. And so it says, what's the difference between his media scores in math and science? Well, if the math was 91.5 and the science was 89.5, there's a difference of 2. Okay, difference of 2. Okay. He scored 2 points higher on his median scores in math than he did in science. We have another mean problem here. It says Claire scored these scores on her first 4 math tests. What does she need to get on her 5th test to get exactly a 93 test average? Ooh, here we go. Okay, so for the average, we want it to equal 93. Right now we have a 94 plus a 96 plus an 82 plus a 98, and we need to get our average up to 93. So I could find the average right now by dividing by 4, but really I need to add another score on there that I don't know to get to my 93. So really what I'm going to find is I need to find this variable x. I'm actually going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 test scores when I'm solving this equation. Okay, so let's do a little simplifying right now. I'm going to say x, and then we're going to add these together. 94 plus 96 plus 82 plus 98 is 370. All divided by 5 equals 93. This is a little different than some of the equations we saw before in the past. Because this whole side is being divided by 5, what I'm going to do to cancel that out is I'm going to use an inverse operation. I'm going to multiply the whole thing by 5. Okay, and when I do that, because this whole side is being divided by 5, I can just cancel out the 5s and leave myself with x plus 370. I don't need to distribute because I know that 5 over 1, the 5s will cancel, and that'll just give me a 5 left over. On the right hand side, I have 93 times 5, 465. And so now I can figure out what I need to get on my test by subtraction. I need a 95% to average a 93. So again, I want to make sure that this is clear when I set this up. I currently have 4 tests. I have 1 to go that I don't know what it is, so we call him x, and we add all the other ones together. Now the average is going to include x, so we want to divide the whole thing by 5. What we're shooting for is a 93. Okay, so it's a little different than some of the equations we solved in the past. Because it's divided by 5 and everything's being divided by 5, I can multiply everything by 5 to cancel out the 5s. And then it's just a one-step equation that we solved in the past. Finally, Herman scored 75, 90, and 92 on 3 math tests. What does he need to score on the 4th test to have an average of exactly 85? So again, right now he currently has 3 tests and 1 that we don't know what he got. But we want the average to equal 85. So let's do some simplifying again. 257 plus x all divided by 4 equals 85. And again, this is that step that was a little different than what we've done in the past. Because this whole side is being divided by 4, I'm going to multiply that whole side by 4. That whole side by 4. And I know that those are inverse operations, and I don't have to distribute that 4 because that fraction is canceled out with that 4. 257 plus x equals 85 times 4, 340. And now I just need to subtract that 257 from both sides to get x by itself.